Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. I just having a look here at the Dow, and that was just a fantastic recovery last night. I mean, to be 700 points down and bounce back like that was absolutely superb. And again, a lot of people are caught on the wrong side of the trade. Certainly here at Equity Story, we would have expected this market to sell off a little bit, obviously quite a bit more than it did. But like we did say last night, we're very clear about this. We do believe we're still in a bull market, and we did believe that any pullback would have a fast slingshot move back upwards. We weren't expecting it to be 4 or 5 hours, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, but which I think, which is obviously a good sign that the appetite's there. There's people with money in the market willing to invest it. Are we going to start throwing money again at the market? Well, we did today. We suggested to buy IGO. The reason being, I think, is very clear what Trump said again, and we did mention this in the video last night, that he is interested in getting the infrastructure spend going in the States. So I think IGO is a great little story, and we put it as a 3-year growth story on the website. Please, it's all up now. Go and read the story. It did actually jump a little bit higher. We're hoping it's going to open about 470. It went and opened about 490, but we lifted the buy price around 480. I think it looks a great story. Plus the fact, I think you've just seen copper break out as well, and it's also quite a big copper play. So IGO, please go and read the story. I think it's going to be a great addition to our 3-year growth story, and potentially could be a good Trump stock. Are we jumping into any more stocks at the moment? No. I think at the moment we just got to let this play out for the next 3 or 4 days. There are still issues there. There are, maybe when everyone sits down, they get a little bit calm, then a lot of these fund managers will start getting a little bit apprehensive, and you might see a sell-off, which is a little bit obviously a little bit longer than just 24 hours. The reason I'm saying this is that there is an issue. Judy Shelton, again, she was talking to the Financial Times last night, and she said just very importantly that Trump wanted a new chair at the Fed. He is fed up with this false economy that has been created by these ridiculously low interest rates. And I think when you see the Dow, here's what he's talking about. This fantastic run-up in share prices by these interest rates at 1%. Arguably, if you get interest rates at 5-4%, you're not going to see the share market up here. You're definitely going to see this sell-off. So there are a lot of issues out there, and we are going to be in for a lot of volatility. And this, Trump's trade policies, his isolationist policies, and the tariffs that he's going to put on products going into the country. There's going to be so much volatility, I think, over the next 8 months. I think I'm going to be exhausted by the end of this time next year. I think, I thought the last, if I get the ASX 200 up at the moment, I feel, since we've opened Equity Story, we have done on the trending around 70% returns per year over the last 2 years. And I think this has been a really tough environment to trade into. I think the next 2 years are going to be even harder and a lot tougher. But do you know what I do think? It's going to be even more important than ever to trend and be aggressive and get in and out of stocks. So we had a really good meeting this morning, actually, even about our 3-year growth portfolio. And I just think you just can't have this attitude at the moment where you can just buy something and say, hey guys, this is a great story over 3 years, you'll be fine, put your head in the sand, and take away all responsibility. No, we're in the money making business. I think we do take a lot of profits on a lot of 3-year growths that move, but we're going to actually up the ante on that, and I think we have to. I think Trump is going to make things a lot more volatile. It's going to be a lot more exciting. It's going to be a lot more exciting ride, but it's going to be more volatile, and as a result, I think we're going to have to be a lot more aggressive on how we trade. Saying that, just having a quick look, obviously, I think, like I said, I think the Trump regime will be very, very supportive for gold. So I think although you've seen gold after yesterday's big jump getting sold off a little bit, Northern Star, Evolution, great trends. Obviously, really happy to be in these stocks. They're in our 3-year growth portfolio. Happy to hold them as well. And I think over the next 2 year, definitely, there's no reason these can't be big money winners for us. ORE looking pretty good. Again, coming up, holding that trend line, and hopefully should have that nice run up. FXL, all these stocks, up 5.85%. BAP up, 4.62%. I mean, it shows the logic of only trending good stories, and trending stories that are sort of basically market darlings. So if the market does pull back, these guys come back pretty quickly. That's why we're in them. We didn't panic out of the trade, and obviously held them. And obviously Ramsey Healthcare, which again, we could have panicked out of that one. We didn't feel it was necessary yesterday. As we said, because we do believe any big fallback, even if it's 2 or 3 months or 2 or 3 weeks, it'll have a big slingshot move back up. And something like Ramsey is pretty defensive anyway. Generally speaking, holds around this long-term trend. We put on a 73.50. I think this can easily go back and retest that $80, especially if we have a decent run over the next 2 or 3 months. And really just watching at the moment. Again, there are a number of 3-year growth stories that we like, not just the one we put on today. There's old ones that we're interested in getting back into. Some of them had a good kick up today. But again, like I said, I think it's a little bit too soon. Just want to see how this pans out, and we're just going to watch the market closely, and if we see the opportunity, then fine. If we've got to pay a little bit more, I don't mind, as long as we're making what we call the safer trade. Anyway, that's all I've got to talk about tonight in Equity Story. Thank you very much for listening to us. Those of you that obviously we put IG on today, if you didn't get in it because it did have a jump up, and I think some of you did just pay a little bit more, I think potentially if you look at here on the charts, just go on the daily, it might help us a little bit more. So it did break out. I think there's a good chance you can get it around this sort of 580, maybe 57 level. Hopefully it will just come down and have a little bit of profit taking and come down to this level so you can get in. If not, to be honest, I don't even mind you paying really where it is now. I think even if it comes down, this is only going higher over the medium term. I think it's an excellent company. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for listening to Equity Story, and I look forward to bringing you this report tomorrow night. Good night.